Welcome to another Wall Street Informer production on WSI TV.
With versus results, 50% Bitcoin gains, and your new pot stock profit playbook, we have a lot to get to here on this episode of WSI TV. I'm Sean Bauer. With me, as always, is Jordan Bishop. And like I said, we're going to get started here with some versus results.
Yeah, I have to go on about Sean's 6.5% gain in the past 2 weeks. We did finance stocks, bank stocks,
right.
you know. I went to Switzerland, the safe haven, and I got my safe haven result, 1.3%, which is fine, you know, but when you go to a safe haven, you can't expect those explosive results like yours, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it does really show two ways to play things, and I guess as I'm just thinking aloud here, I mean, this episode is for speculators, and that's what this was with the EVBN pick that did get 6.5% or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So what we want to do for this versus round, if you've been with us before, you know it's just Jordan and I going head to head. Again, Jordan lost, so now he does need to take a punishment. He'll be doing that in the next episode. What we would like you guys to do, comment in with whatever punishment you'd like to see Jordan do. All the ones we've had in the past, anything new you come up with, go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what punishment Jordan should do. We'll pick one of those out, and then that's what he'll be doing next week.
Yeah, I'm kind of going at it blindly here, but be easy on me, please.
Yeah, at least it's fun for you guys and for me. So we'll have fun for that. But for now, we want to move on to 50% Bitcoin gains, which I could go on very long-winded about this because I need to brag about Jim Sampson and Jordan here. They both got together on this one. And in an article on WSI TV, they actually called the top for Bitcoin exactly on the right day. This is actually an incredible pick out here. What we're looking at is GBTC. It's basically a trust, an ETF that tracks Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency I'm sure everyone's heard about. Do you just want to walk us through how you called this one, Jordan?
Yeah, what we did here is, we saw how overstretched it was, and we short sold this stock as it reached that peak. And then we closed that position as it was coming down towards that trend line, as you can see on your screen. GBTC's been fairly loyal to that trend line, so I didn't see it breaking through that. But there's an ongoing joke on Wall Street. It says, buy at the bottom and sell at the top. We did it the opposite way for short selling here, obviously. But as you can see, that's sort of what we did here, and it's all thanks to technical analysis.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get over this one because you and Jim called this on the exact right date. I just want to keep saying that over and over. Where it's circled there, you can see it's at $1,000 per share. This GBTC is. Whenever it gets down to that trend line, it's at $500 per share. And this is in 14 days, I think, by the way. 2 weeks for 50% gains. Yeah. This was an insane call and a perfect call.
And if there's a piece of advice I can hand you guys for collecting gains like this, if you're looking at a stock chart, picture it like a rubber band. It can only get pulled so hard before it snaps back real quick, and that's exactly what this one did.
Yeah, got pulled very hard there and a big snapback, as we can see. But now we're going to switch gears and move on to a viewer question that we got a couple of weeks ago. She asked about the top 5 pot stocks right now, or what we thought about some of the big name pot stocks. And these are really the big ones we're going to cover here, Jordan.
Yeah, definitely. Pot stocks is a funny subject for me. I get a lot of people asking me all the time, how do you feel about pot stocks? And again, I'm not talking anyone down. This is a great question. If the viewer with the question is watching, we love that you asked. But I have to go into this first stock, AMMJ is the ticker, because this is sort of like the type of pot stock we see all the time. It's sitting around 80 cents, and it's just volatile like nothing else.
Right, just a crazy looking chart, as you can see on your screen right now, and as you're pointing out, the quintessential marijuana stock. This is I would say the vast majority that you see. So this is one we're saying for recreational use only. Exactly. This isn't something that's going to be a solid position in your portfolio. This is really if you are just purely speculating, and I wouldn't say to put a big amount on it either.
Exactly, and just to keep in mind as we look at this first stock, moving on to the next 4, we are technical analysts. We're looking at the charts. Legalizing marijuana is what it is. It's a fundamental attribute, and you can't trade stocks successfully off that. So looking at this chart, we're looking at the technicals as well as the next 4,
Yeah, that's right. So we'll move right on to the next one. We're talking about Insius Therapeutics. We're calling this one Stuck in the Weeds. What we have on the charts here, by the way, these are weekly charts, long-term charts, and we have the 40-week moving average. It's also the 200-day moving average. And as you can see, this chart, this stock right now, the price is under that 200. It's been in a rather long-term downtrend. That's what we're saying, stuck in the weeds. Nothing you really want to get into now because it does have that overhead.
Right, but you know, if you start seeing that 40-week moving up, and you know, I mean, this stock is a little more, I guess, contained than the other one we just had up,
sure.
AMMJ. You know, but still, right now you can see how it's been coming down since mid 2015, and it's just, it looks like it's not going to break that 40-week and successfully and stay above it, you know.
Yeah, not anytime soon anyway. But this is, I think you just pointed out a second ago, this is a lot more formed. It's a lot more trustworthy, I think, in the price movement that we see. But anyway, that is what it is. We'll move back on now to Corbis Pharmaceuticals Holdings. This is CRBP. We're saying going up in smoke for this one. Do you want to explain why, Jordan?
Yeah, definitely. It's just it hasn't had a long enough history for me. You know, you can't really trust. And again, this is a penny stock. I am the penny stock expert, so right. I hope you take my advice not so lightly. But you know, this one, like, really, it's only been around for a couple years. We're looking for trends. We're looking for long-term trends that tell us where stock's going to go next. This one is also a little too volatile. So
yeah, the only thing I think you can point out as a trend here is that it was over the 200 for quite some time. It just dipped below the 200, and it looks like it tried to break above that and couldn't. That is a very, very bearish sign for any stock, but especially something like this. So going up in smoke, I think we have a good reason for that there. And next up on the list, the fourth one we have here is Scott's, Jordan.
Right, looking at this chart, you know, it's a lot more contained than the past few. It's had a decent little history climbing up that 40-week. There were a few times when it dipped underneath, you know, in 2014 and in mid-2015. But still, I mean, this is probably the better one we've seen yet, the better looking one. It's above the 40-week again. I wouldn't completely trust it. To me, it's not in buy territory yet. Maybe if it heads down a little bit, it might give us some room to buy, but best what I've seen so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you would have to call that long-term uptrend no matter how you look at it.
Exactly.
And Scott's is a really interesting one because they are using kind of the Levi Strauss method, which was, you know, when we had the gold rush out in California, it was a very, very small percentage of people who became rich on gold, but Levi Strauss became mega rich because he was supplying the things that the gold diggers needed, the gold miners needed. So it was shovels, it was jeans, it was all these different bits of equipment that they needed that were going to be purchased no matter what. That's how he got rich. And Scott's now is doing a similar sort of thing with, you know, providing fertilizers and things like that, not necessarily, you know, just growing weed.
Yeah, exactly. So again, good fundamentals, good chart. You know, maybe this one could go somewhere.
Yeah, not bad. And the final one we want to bring up here is AbbVie Inc., ABBV. Tell us what you think, Jordan.
I mean, anyone can look at this chart and just say, you know, overstretched. Look how high that stock is above the 40-week moving average, which is, of course, what we're using to analyze these stocks. It's had a great past, you know, couple weeks, but it's destined to come down for me. Yeah,
what I would point out is another nice looking long-term uptrend, but going back to the rubber band that Jordan was talking about earlier, it's definitely getting stretched very, very hard right now. So again, I would expect, you know, at least in the short term, a really strong snap back for this one, back towards that blue 200-day moving average. So how high can this really go? It seems like it's overstretched right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, so those are 5 of the biggest, I guess, most popular pod stocks out there. Comment and let us know if there are any others you're looking at. We'll look into them as well. Let us know your thoughts on these, by the way. What we're going to do now is move on to the next round of Versus. This is a special one, but Versus is always when Jordan and I go head-to-head. We each pick one stock. Over a 2-week period, we see how those perform. The best performance wins, and then the loser of that Versus round, like we talked about earlier, has to take a punishment. So we're going to get started on a brand new round and a special one here, Jordan.
Yeah, we've got 2 stocks that came from, you know, an A+ student. I mean, this guy he picked up our courses. He's been watching our YouTube channels and and he's just somehow caught on like I've never seen before. I mean, we got onto stocks when we were young. This guy is 17 years old, and he's picked two fabulous stocks that we want to bring head to head, and I guess that means he has to take the punishment whichever one loses, right?
That's good, I like that. Yeah, we'll definitely do it that way.
Yeah, we'll talk to him about that. But Sean, if you want to kick us off with your stock.
Sure, yeah. The first one I picked out from his list is Teladoc Inc. The ticker is TDOC, TDOC. It's at $31.65 now. Like the trend a lot. And just a reminder real quick, we always pick from a few days ago. I think these are from last Thursday that we're picking these stocks, just so we don't step on the toes of any of our premium recommendation services. So mine is TDOC. What do you have, Jordan?
Right, I've picked out one that I really like. It's Investors Title Co., ITIC. It's sitting around $177. It's got some great support within that 172, 177 range. This one might have to come down a little bit before it bounces back up, but I'm amazed by this. I mean, again, 17-year-old picking stocks like this. We should really look into hiring him.
Yeah, really. I know. Hopefully, we'll have him on. But again, two great picks, two going against each other right now over 2 weeks now. So we'll come back and see how those are doing. If you want to play along, please feel free to comment with any stocks you're picking right now. If you want to play against us over these next 2 weeks, but we really do need your help commenting to find a punishment for Jordan next week. Get creative. Let's have some fun with this one. So be sure to have those comments coming in. Do you have any final notes for us this time, Jordan?
I'm just final note. I guess I've been watching the energy sector really closely lately. Looks like it's been coming up the past few weeks, but I think we might see a bit of a sink in that soon. So I don't know. Maybe energy sector going down as a final note. I don't know. We'll see.
I like it. I agree completely. So well done there. So keep the questions coming in. For now, we want to thank you for watching, and we'll speak to you next time. Cheers.
Thanks for watching another Wall Street Informer production on WSI TV. Be sure to visit wallstreetinformer.com, where you can become a member for free and gain instant access to the secrets of market millionaires via the Wall Street Informer Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at wallstreetinformer.com.